Hey guys, David Abiraj from 4D Health and Performance. I'm just going to run you through a very simple upper body movement prep and warm up prior to a gym session. So anything upper body, push, pull, whatever you want to do, however you break down upper body sessions. It's a very simple rules that we follow. We're just going to use one kettlebell today, so it's nice and easy. We're going to be following what we call the 2 to 3 rules. So we're going to start off with some foam rolling, then move into some mobility work, and then into some stability activation work. In the 2 to 3 rule stage, we want to spend about 2 to 3 minutes and do roughly 2 to 3 exercises in each of those, and we cover all of our bases. So we'll start off with some foam rolling. The main things when doing upper body workouts, particularly if you've been at work, everything's a little bit stiff, is that we want to ensure that we've got very good upper back, upper thoracic mobility, so that anything we're pressing off, we can stabilize through the trunk. So we'll run through a couple of positions through the spine and through the posterior cuff of the shoulder. Typically what's going to be pretty tight when you start your workout. So just lining up the foam roller across your back, starting just below the base of the ribs. Hands behind your neck, interlock your fingers, and we're just going to bring them forward a little bit just to expose the rhomboids, expose that upper back, tighten everything up a little bit. We're just going to roll up and down, trying to find those little knots, trying to find those trigger points. When you do find one, we're going to pause over the top of it. We're just going to flex and extend the spine just to open up that spot, moving up and down. From here, we want to move into the lats. The lats are one of the biggest muscle that controls through the shoulder. So whatever you're doing, pushing, pulling, getting them to free up and getting them to move well is very important. So just rolling onto your side with your arm above your head. Now the lats run from all the way into the shoulder, down through to the low back. So we want to try to work as much of that as possible. Starting right under the underarm, rolling around, rolling back and forth over that, moving through the lat. You can add some movements through the arm, just a bit of an active release, get that to stretch out. From there we move into the back of the shoulder, the posterior cuff, very, very tight, so particularly if you're doing any pressing and bench, important to get into there. Rolling through the back of the shoulder, finding those spots. Pause when you find that trigger. We just want to then encourage a little bit of internal rotation just to open that up. Obviously, aiming to hit both sides here. All right. Now we're going to be working on some mobility. We've just foam rolled to open up through the spine, but now we want to add a few other movements, particularly rotation through the thoracic. So from the ground, very easy. Coming down, sitting on your heels, forearms flat on the ground. You're going to take one arm, place it behind your neck, and you're going to try to reach up with that elbow towards the ceiling. Hold that for a few seconds, a few deep breaths in and out, and bring it back. Just doing 5 rotations each side. Now we're going to move into some activations. So anything upper body, we're really looking at scapular stability. We're going to start with a few isometric exercises just to load things up. And from there, we'll move into some more movement-based things. So grabbing a light kettlebell, this is 4 kilos here. We're going to do what's called a bottoms up single arm armbar. So on your back, kettlebell in one hand, that same side leg is bent up. We're going to tuck our shoulder blades back and down. From here, we're going to press the kettlebell up towards the ceiling. We're going to hold that for 5 seconds, letting the arm sink back down. Just doing 10 reps of that, get that serratus anterior on. Once we've done 10, we're going to now work into a transition. So we're going to press towards the ceiling, driving off this foot over onto my side, making sure my pelvis and my ribs stay nice and neutral and stacked, and then rolling back down to the original position. 10 reps there. We really want to avoid that trap overloading, so if you feel your hand starting to turn in, just make sure you bring it back to neutral. Moving into a half kneeling position. One knee on the ground, you're going to have the kettlebell in your hand on that same side. From here, just in a 90-90 position, 90 degrees at the elbow, 90 degrees at the shoulder. Important here that we avoid overextending. So we're just going to lean ourselves forward a little bit. We're going to hold that there for about 30 seconds. The main points to focus on here is not letting that elbow drop down or not letting it drop out. So from the front position, it should be lined up nice and straight. If you feel it dragging out, press that back in. After 30 seconds, we're just going to lock in through our torso and work through 10 nice and slow strict presses on each side.